Question 2. This question is about plant transport systems. Which organ in a plant absorbs water from the soil? Be really careful here. The organ is the root. Okay. If you wrote root hair cells, they are a cell. Remember, cells make tissues, and tissues make organs. Okay, so a root hair cell is a cell, not an organ, so you wouldn't get a mark for that. The concentration of nitrate ions in the soil is lower than the concentration of nitrate ions inside a plant. How would the nitrate ions move from the soil? So how do nitrate ions move from the soil into the cells of this plant? And we've got to tick one box. Okay, so we've got the soil, and we've got the cells. Okay, now we know that the concentration of nitrate ions is lower, so low concentration to high concentration. So what that means is low, there are not many particles, whereas here there are lots of particles, and we want it to move that way, so from low to high. Well, so things don't normally move from low to high, they normally go the other way. Okay, so it's not going to just do it on its own, so it can't. Diffusion alone won't work. Diffusion is the other way. Diffusion is from high concentration to low. Okay, think about diffusion. You'll have seen the example probably, or heard about the example of a smell, say burnt toast. High concentration of particles will move from where there's lots to where there's not so much. Osmosis, well, that's linked to diffusion of water at high concentration to low. That's not going to work. Active transport is the only way to get from low concentration to high. So it's active transport, that one, because it's going to require energy. The active part suggests there's energy required to move from there to there. Dissolved sugars are transported in the phloem. What is the name of the process? So the name of the process that moves dissolved sugars through the phloem. You have to tick one box. Okay, so we're talking there about one thing that moves sugars through the phloem. Well, it's not going to be evaporation. That's where a liquid turns into a gas. Osmosis, that's all about, again, we're talking about the diffusion of water in particular. So the answer here is translocation. Give one use of sugars in a plant. It's worth 1 mark. Okay, so most common use would be in respiration. Okay, and the sugar that I'm thinking of in particular there is glucose, but equally you could have, and remember the equation for respiration would be oxygen plus glucose. It turns into carbon dioxide plus water. It's an exothermic reaction, so it releases heat. Okay, and it's the way that all living things extract their heat from glucose in particular. You could also say sugars use it to produce starch, which is a storage of sugars. They produce fat oil. They produce cellulose, which they use to make their cell walls. And plants also use it to produce amino acids and proteins. But the one that I would always go to for sugars is respiration. Okay, part E. Stomata are openings on the surface of a leaf. Stomata allow gases to move into and out of a leaf. The figure below shows the surface of a leaf, and you can see here are the stomatas, the openings. Okay, and there's these cells around the outside. What is cell X? Well, cell X is there, and what they do, cell X, there are 2 of them, and they guard each side of that stomata. Okay, the palisade cells are the ones with lots of chloroplasts. They're the ones that exist on the top of the leaf, lots and lots of chloroplasts, all the green for doing photosynthesis. These ones are the guard cells. Why do the stomata open during the day? Tick one box. Okay, so why might they open during the day? Well, during the day is when the sunlight, okay, so when the sun is shining, you get lots and lots of sunlight. So which ones of these are they going to be doing? Well, it's not about letting oxygen in, because I wrote the equation for photosynthesis earlier. Oxygen plus glucose turns into carbon dioxide and water. Sorry, the equation for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide plus water. Okay, so we know that the carbon dioxide plus water, it's going to be doing lots of that because it's sunlight. Okay, so it's going to be to let carbon dioxide in. Okay, nitrogen tends to come through the soil. Oxygen, well, it doesn't need that necessarily. The most important thing for it right now is to get the carbon dioxide and the water in. Water from the roots, carbon dioxide from the air. So carbon dioxide plus water turns into oxygen plus glucose. That's what's happening during the day, during a nice sunny day.